Today I'm doing a very short get ready with me and sharing some tips to lift the face for us over 50 gals. That's coming up next. Welcome back, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman. I'm really so happy about today's video because it's focusing on something that is so important to my makeup routine, and that is contouring to lift my face. I don't know about you, but my face seems a little bit lower than it was 20 or 30 years ago. But I have found some great tips that I'm sharing today that kind of make my face seem a little bit spunkier and brighter and a little bit lifted. And I hope that you're going to enjoy them as much as I'm going to enjoy sharing them. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing and make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. If you're interested in more skincare, makeup, and style for the over 50 woman, make sure you stop by prettyover50.com. There's a lot more great information just waiting for you there. How to lift the face as an over 50 woman using only makeup. That's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to be using bronzer, blush, and highlight and show how I really work on giving the illusion of a little more lifted face. All the products we're going to be using today are affordable drugstore products. They're very easy to pick up. You can probably get them at your local CVS or Rite Aid, and I'll be walking you through everything step by step. And with that, let's get started. I have all my makeup done except my bronzer, blush, and highlighter, and those are the three products we'll be working with today. And all three of them are very affordable drugstore products that you can pick up almost anywhere. So if you're interested in recreating this look, it should be very easy for you, and I'll go ahead and make sure I link everything down below and over on the blog. The first product we're going to start with today is bronzer, and I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the color Bronzer. I love this bronzer. It has a very, very creamy look on the skin. It blends in beautifully, and I like the fact that it doesn't have very much of a warm shift. I prefer a cooler shift during the winter months. So we're going to be starting with the bronzer today. I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit on my brush. Where I'm going to place it today is a little bit different. We have the hollow of our cheek here and our cheekbone up here. Quite often we'll see the bronzer or the contour go in the hollow of the cheek. I like to move it up a little bit higher and actually put it at the bottom of my cheekbone right here, not down in the hollow. I like to do this because it gives a little bit more lift to my face. So I'm going to take that brush and place that bronzer right at the bottom of that cheekbone and just work a little bit in, and I don't bring it out very far onto the plane of my face. I like to keep it right up there on the side of my face. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to find the bottom of my cheekbone right there and place that bronzer right at that bottom. Now I've got a little bit more product on my brush, and I'm going to go up into my forehead area. Now you can't see a lot of my forehead because of my hairstyle, but the areas that you can see, I like to make sure I give a little bit of contour there. So I'll go ahead and work that bronzer up into right into my hairline and kind of give that forehead a little bit of a chiseled look. Don't be afraid to bring that bronzer down a little bit onto your forehead because you can just blend it in and it looks very, very pretty. The last place I like to put my bronzer, and for me it's kind of the most important, is down on my chin area. Now I have jowls, you can see them right here, and my neck is not as firm and taut as it used to be when I was in my 20s and 30s. So I like to give the illusion that it's a little bit more trimmer and chiseled than it is. So I'll take that bronzer and I'll just move it right along that jawline. And then I'll work it down into the neck area. And what this does for me is it creates a little bit more of a chiseled look, firmer look along my jawline, and creates a shadow underneath my chin, giving my neck a little bit more of a tight, firmer appearance. Once I have that bronzer placed all over my face, I go back in with a big fluffy brush and just blend, blend, blend. When I'm blending, I like to blend up and out, not so much down into my face, but up and out. So all the movements are working that color up and out to the side of my face. Same thing on the other side. And then in my chin area, I want to make sure that I blend really well so I don't have a dark line right along my chin. Like if I lift my chin up, I don't want someone to see a dark line. So I make sure that that's blended in really well. And down my neck. The next step is blush, and I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush. I love this color. It's such a beautiful peachy shade. It goes on really creamy. It's really one of my favorite blushes. I'm going to take my blush brush, tap it in and get a little bit of product on my brush, tap it off, and then where I like to place my blush is not on the apples of my cheeks, which of course I did when I was younger because my cheeks were very high. But you can see now when I smile, my cheeks are up here, but when I don't smile, my cheeks fall. So I like to give the illusion that my cheeks are a little bit higher. Where I place my blush is what I call the upstairs area of the cheeks. So I'll draw an imaginary line down the middle of my eye, and I'll place that blush from the outside up from that line. So right here, the middle of my eye, and I'm just going to tap that blush on the very top of my cheekbone, up and out, almost up into the temple area. And you can see that blush is on the upstairs area of my cheek, not in the front where the apples of my cheeks are. Same thing on the other side, imaginary line down the middle of my eye, and just tap that into that top of my cheekbone and up and out. Back in with my big fluffy brush to blend, blend, blend. I really do think that blending is the secret, particularly now that I'm older. It just gives the face such a softer, prettier look. The last step in my lift the face tips is highlighter. And I'm going to be working with the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter. I love this. This is in Molten Rose Gold. Such a pretty color. I have a lot of high-end highlighters. I almost prefer this one the best. It's really one of my favorites. I'm going to take an angled brush, tap it into my product, tap it off, and where I place my highlighter, it's kind of a bit of a tightrope because I want to highlight the top of my cheeks, but I don't want to highlight my crow's feet, and they're so very close together. So I really try to hit that top of that cheekbone and avoid my crow's feet. So I'm just going to tap a little bit of that highlighter right at the top of my cheekbone and up. Can you see that? Just adds such a pretty accent to your face. And then I always like to take a little bit of product on my brush and just hit the front of my cheeks. I don't particularly care for color on the front of my cheeks, but having a little bit of highlight there I think is so pretty. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to hit that top of that cheekbone and try to avoid my crow's feet so they're not highlighted. A little bit on the fronts of my cheeks. And then I like to take a little bit of product, whatever's left on the brush, and just highlight right above the arch of my eyebrows and down. Then back in with that big fluffy brush to blend, blend, blend. And there we have bronzer, blush, and highlighter to lift the face. Well, I hope you enjoyed these little tips to lift the face and found it interesting and informative. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. I certainly had a lot of fun, and it really highlighted for me how important highlight, bronzer, and blush is to my makeup routine. I think there's so much that we can do with makeup, creating shadows and highlights, and it's just a lot of fun to learn some good tips that are really easy and effective. If you're new here, make sure you smash that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you're interested in more makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman, make sure you stop by prettyover50.com. There's a lot more great information just waiting for you there. It just tickles me when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Make it a great day, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.